all student employees can say that they get to sit behind the men's basketball team at a game or watch Northwestern get crushed by Iowa in the press box while on duty. These have been some of the perks from my job. However, I think that the most valuable experience I will get is the real-world event planning experience that I've had at my time being the Premium Iowa Event Spaces Event Coordinator Intern. So what do I do exactly? I help plan events at our three spaces, Kinnick Stadium Press Box, Carver Club Rooms, as well as Beckwith Boathouse Event Spaces. I mainly oversee and coordinate events at the Beckwith Boathouse. However, I help and assist my supervisor with Kinnick and Carver. Things that are included in planning include emailing back and forth, showing the space, getting dates set and approved, helping with contracts, communicating with my supervisor and with my staff. That being said, I'm also the staff supervisor, so I help schedule all events, make sure that staff are scheduled, and then I also train all of the new staff that we hire, letting them know how each event space works and what our job responsibilities will be. I help out at events too, working events and games that includes events that I plan and that I don't plan. And then a big chunk of my internship has been building and kind of recreating our website, HawkeyeSpaces.com, and then also helping out with our social media. I create our Instagram and I help my supervisor run our Facebook page. What will I talk about? Some of the things I'll talk about is the overlap of my major and my internship, what I've learned from my internship, and how this internship has confirmed my career goals. So one of the main things that I want to talk about is the way that I've learned and developed my communication with different people. Communication is basically the backbone of my job, and I would say of event planning in general. I communicate with people on a day-to-day basis, coming from my supervisor, staff, employees, and then potential clients. In organizational communication, taught by Mary High, we learned about having a communication toolbox. This basically is a representation of having different ways to talk to different people in different situations. So, for example, I'm not going to talk to my staff member, someone who's my peer and my friend, the way that I would talk to a potential client. Another thing that I took away from my communication studies major that I think is implemented into my internship is nonverbal communication, body language that came from my nonverbal communication class taught by Lauren Ashley Buchanan. So a lot of what is said during communicating is actually what's not said. So rolling of the eyes or folding your arms or not really paying attention, acting like you'd rather be somewhere else, these are negative body language cues that are definitely nonverbal communication, and people pick up on these things. So if a client who doesn't know me and is receiving these nonverbal cues and I am just not paying any attention to her and not acting like I want to be involved, they might not want to set up an event with us because of my negative behavior, even if I don't actually mean it to be offensive. So making sure that you're in check of your nonverbal cues is definitely important. Then also, something that I learned from organizational communication is communication roles. I feel that I fall under the task role, which is kind of delegating different roles, making sure that the task at hand is getting done, and helping other group members decide what role they kind of fit into and what tasks they should take on. I noticed this in my event planning, but also I noticed this really dramatically while making the website. I actually worked with an IT developer from our athletic department. He kind of develops all the websites for the athletic department, and so he had to be the one who kind of actually made the website while I was the one who made all the executive decisions as to what we would include, take out, where things would lay out, how transitions would happen. So while I was doing that, we had to have, things that I knew I could do, things that he knew he could do. There were things that I was able to actually do and create on the website. And then also we worked at the Hall of Fame because it is a premium event space. However, it does not fall under my supervisor, so I had to keep in contact with the lady who runs that and also her intern, make sure that they were on board with what we were doing and that they had some say in what we were doing because it's actually going to be their website as well. So these are kind of the three things that I really thought were implemented from my major into my internship. What I learned from my actual internship were kind of two things. I learned a lot. I'm still learning a lot. But time management, knowing how to balance all the things that are going in my life. I'm a college student first, but then I also have social life, family life. I have another job on top of my internship. So being able to manage my time, making sure that I'm giving enough time to each thing is definitely important. And that's something that I was able to definitely work on with this internship. And then also being organized. I would say that being organized is like number one thing in event planning, and I'm sure it's not anything new to the other event planners in this internship class. Knowing what's going on, when it's happening, making sure that not only you're organized, but you help others be organized who are involved so that things can run smoothly, and then also keeping the client up to date and organized so that they're getting all their needs met and also that they're on the same page as you. Those are some of the two big things that I took away from this internship. So I just wanted to thank everyone for listening to the review of how my communication studies major has played a big role into my internship as the event coordinator intern for premium event spaces. I was able to take a lot away from this internship and actually realize through this class that a lot of things that I'm learning in my communication study major definitely play a role in my real world experience as the intern. I would recommend this position to others. I'm actually coming to an end with this position. I've been the intern for 2 years now, working as a staff for 3, and I graduate in May, so I'm really bummed out that I'm not going to be able to have this position anymore. However, I would definitely recommend it because it's given me great real world experience and hands-on event planning skills. And one of the biggest things I take away is that it was real world, but also very well-rounded. While I worked in athletics and worked in athletic facilities, I was able to work with people in the community, political campaigns, weddings, holiday party, business functions, as well as internal things such as games and banquets for different sports teams. So that was definitely something that I thought made this very positive and very well-rounding and rewarding internship. And then it also helped me confirm my career goals. I definitely know that this is the right track for me and that I want to go into event planning after my college career. And it also helped me realize that I definitely want a family environment when I enter a new job. Athletics is something where everyone makes you feel welcome and valued and important, and there is always someone there who's willing to help you no matter what your issue is. So that's definitely something that has been confirmed through this internship as well, and kind of helped me to get to know a little bit more about myself and things that I value as well. So thank you for listening to my presentation.